We all know that food is a source of energy for us, but we are all concerned about after effects of the food. To solve this, we created something called as counting our calories. But they were socially not acceptable, and we reached back to our drawing boards to fine-tune our research and came out with something what we call today as mindful eating. So today, let's talk about calorie counting versus feeling full and which approach is right for you and how to decide this best approach. So without losing much calories, let's get started. The prevalence of obesity increased from 30.5% to 41.9% among the population between the years 1999 and 2020. Reducing obesity is a key public health target as it can increase the risk of other chronic health conditions such as type 2 diabetes. So far, most behavioral interventions of obesity emphasize on calorie restrictions and portion size limits. However, weight regain after weight loss is very common. Through the analysis, I found that 29 long-term weight loss studies, almost 80% of the participants regained weight within 5 years. Some studies suggest that diets focusing on satiety and satiation by including higher levels of protein and fiber may be more effective than calorie counting for maintaining weight loss, where satiety refers to feeling free from hunger, while satiation is referred to as satisfied with a meal. Further studies of diets that promote satiety and satiation could improve weight loss interventions. Recently, researchers compared the weight loss effects of two diets. One diet focused on healthy food choices and the other reducing the calorie intake. They found that diets based on food choices make a practical alternative to calorie counting approaches. So what is calorie counting, you ask? Basically, it's tracking the number of calories you eat and drink each day. So if you eat fewer calories than you burn, then you will lose weight is the theory. Calorie counting can be a helpful tool for some people, but it's not necessarily for everyone. It can be time consuming and difficult to stick with, and it can also lead to disordered eating in some people. And what is feeling full diet? It's the feeling of being satisfied with a meal or after a meal, and when you feel full, you are less likely to overeat. Focusing on feeling full can be more sustainable approach to weight loss than calorie counting. It also less likely to lead disorderly eating, and it's socially accepted. Well, clinically, this is what we call as my plate diet. Using food-based approaches can be easier for people to integrate into their everyday lives. This approach allows people to identify foods rather than meticulously track their dietary intake using some types of applications or resources or calculators. As in a social scenario, calculating calories looks a little hyped than normally accepted calculating the food costs, isn't it? So, what is the best approach or the right approach for you? Well, it depends on your individual preferences and needs. If you are someone who is comfortable tracking your food intake, then calorie counting may be a good option for you. But if you find tracking calories to be too time consuming or difficult, then focusing on feeling full may be the better choice. The My Plate method is for the most people since it's just the introduction of a balanced diet with different food groups. Calorie counting can also be used for most foods but is more often used in diabetic patients. But there is a catch as well, as emotions also can affect the way you perceive your food and also act upon it. So let's talk about how emotions can affect weight loss. If you find yourself emotional eating, it's important to understand why you're doing it and find healthier ways to cope up with your emotions. So the best thing what you can do is to identify your triggers. What are the things that triggers your emotional eating? Once you know your triggers, you can start developing strategies for coping with them in a healthier way. Find a healthy coping mechanism. Instead of turning to foods when you feel stressed or anxious, find other ways to cope up with your emotions. This could include exercise, relaxation, or spending time with your loved ones. Make healthier food choices. When you feel stressed or anxious, it's important to make a healthy food choice. This will help you feel better physically and emotionally. So I hope you found this information helpful, and if you did, leave a like to this video and share this among your tribe for them to make better decisions or for those who need support in making the right decisions. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below, and thanks for watching. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more helpful videos on weight loss and health and wellness. Until next time.